Issue we have today is we have to do a repair on a microwave that we use in the kitchen at our facility. I believe it's a Panasonic. Looks like it's a NN-SN960S. We're having the problems with the door, not wanting to close properly and stay closed. You know, it's just, I don't even have to push the button, I can pull it open. So we're going to open it up and we're going to see if we can fix this issue. We're going to go ahead and, I'm going to have to go ahead and remove the security screws. They're Torx, they're T20s with a security hole in the back, bit in the back. We're going to go ahead and remove the top panel cover. We've got to take those out first. Taken this microwave apart plenty of times to do other things on it. Always had issues mainly with the door and how it shuts and locks. It's not really designed for commercial use, but we're using it, and I've had to do some modifying to it to make it work for us properly. Alright, so now I've got my two Phillips that I got to remove down here at the base. These two Phillips right here are the two that I got to remove next. Alright, should be able to lift this cover up and off. Now I just need to remove the cover. Okay, so it's exactly what I thought the issue was. Same thing it's been in the past. I built these actual brackets to assist myself in holding this on. But what it is it's not designed to do this much work, I guess commercial-wise, with the opening and closing the door. So the door switch on the side here, it's actually bent out. It's bent towards us, which is not allowing it to shut properly. If I look at over top of it with you, you can probably see that it's leaning out. Get some better light here. It's supposed to be square with that sidewall there, but you can see it's kicked out probably about 1/4 of an inch over about 1.5 inches, and that's why it's not locking properly. So what I had done in the past was I had removed the switch, bent the frame back to where it was square, and then I took these basically angled frame brackets that I made, and I had installed those. I had one installed at the top to push against this back side, and as well I had a larger one installed at the bottom, which was down here, and it was pressing against this back piece, so it would hold all of them. Sorry, I'm in my light. So it would hold up against the actual switch to keep it from tipping out. So the only thing I got to do is fix this. Is I got some better double stick tape. I got some 20-pound outdoor tape. This is just some regular mirror sticking tape or adhesive tape, probably 5-pound tape, and it may have worn out from the microwave heat, maybe being put off or something. But nevertheless, we'll install these brackets back in, we'll straighten this switch back out, and the door should start functioning properly. So first step, I'll go ahead and remove the Phillips screw that is holding the door switch in. The top and from the bottom here. So now the door switch should slide straight out, just to get out of my way. So now you're right over top of it, and I'm trying to show you it's these tabs right here. There's two of them that hold the door locking and energizing switch mechanism, and they got to be bent back straight. They're actually tipped out this way, so I'm going to take a tab and bend it back, and they're very flimsy, so that's why this is not working so well. And I'm going to beef them up by installing those brackets back in to hold it tight. But now they're fairly square with the frame, so that should work better. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the door switch back on now that I've straightened out the two tabs. And it's got little slide channel tracks to make sure that it holds it in the right position. Slide it right up there. Put our Phillips screws back in. Push it as close to the door as you can when you secure it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure my bottom one was in as deep as it needed to be. I couldn't press it in until I got the second one up there. Alright. So that's all tightened properly back. Now if I just shut the door normally now, it'll probably just close and stay regularly without an issue. So you can see it bent. It tried to bend the whole bracket out right as I was pushing it. I'm going to keep my hand here for a minute and press it shut. So yeah, now it shuts, it doesn't pull open, and I have to press the button at the bottom to get it back open. So that's what it is, this cheesy frame setup. Nevertheless, so next thing I'm going to do is I got to just scrape these walls clean where I had the double stick tape on there, and then I'll put my brackets back up if I don't design to make a better one to work better. I am going to go ahead and just make another new bracket. This has a lot of old adhesive on it, and I got plenty of this spare scrap metal around the facility, at least in the back. So I'm just going to cut this. Doesn't really have to be specific. Then little nick here just to help it know right where I want it to bend at. Same thing on this side. Bend it pretty close to a 90. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I mean, use your best judgment. Now I'm going to go ahead and guess my best bet is bend them both. Bend this one up too as well, but just to where it barely misses this flap, the first flap. And then just fold it in half. I want to get a better angle so you can cut just a nip out of this part that I'm tucking in behind. Can't fit two exact same items in the same spot, same size items, I guess. There we go, now it's folded up. Much better. Get that 90-degree crease. Looks pretty good. Now the only thing I have to worry about, make sure it's nice and flat, because this is the side I'm going to go ahead and adhere to the sidewall in the microwave. Should bend just a little square there. Nice. Alright. I'm going to take some electrical tape, and I'm going to put some electrical tape on the edge there because I've got some wires that I just, for no reason, I don't want them to start nicking into it. I didn't do it on the last one, but the last one I actually bent the metal over so the metal wouldn't cut. It was a rolled edge. There, now it's protected. It's not going to cut nothing. Cut anything. Alright, so let's and last time I used some, like I said, some lighter adhesive tape, but I'm using some 20-pound tape this time. maybe it'll hold up a little longer. Anyways, it may still have to be repaired again, nevertheless. Alright, that piece is set up to go in. So I'm going to peel off the double back tape here. Before I have a fingernail. Crud. There you go. And I'm going to make sure to push it as tight as I can on this bracket before I adhere it to the wall, because that's the issue, is this bracket. Oops, already stuck to a wire. There we go. And the reason I'm sticking it to the wall is this thin wall is the opposite side of that's the inside of the microwave. So I'm not going to drill holes through it or tap holes through it. I'm not sure how safe that is. I'm not real experienced with microwaves or know everything about them. But now that actually creates basically a stop. So when they're pushing in on the door, it's actually going to stop that bracket from bending and giving and allowing the door to, and keeping the door from not latching like it was earlier. So the next one, it's a lot smaller. There's less space to fit up there than the other original longer one for the bottom. But I figure I'm going to rotate this around the other way in a vertical position and use this side here to press against the upper part, just because there is, I'll show you real quick. There's just less room right here because of this space, this section here, and you can see down here I got a lot more room to put it in, but I'm going to use this and I'm going to run it vertical ways to press against here, have a lot more double stick tape running this whole span to help hold it against that. Crud. Once again, I'm going to push in on this as I secure it down before I press it to the wall to make sure it's holding it as tight as it can. Well, that didn't really help out. Created more shadows. Making sure I'm pressing it solid. I want it to hold really well. Push this one back in. So now with the force of the door opening and closing, it won't bend this bracket, you know, at least till these tabs fall off again, and then I'll just adhere them back on again. Hopefully it'll get better, or maybe we'll end up needing a new microwave. But for now, I switched to 20-pound tape instead of the other tape is probably like 3 or 5 pound tape, regular for like putting mirrors on and everything. Alright, let's see how this door shuts. Doesn't pull open. Got to press the button to get it back open. Alright, we're going to put the back on it and we'll get it back in the kitchen. You set it on towards the back and be sure to press your side flaps down because there's some catch lips on the inside here that gotta line up with the outer edge of the microwave. So you want to make sure they seat properly. And once you're sure you've got them all seated properly, you can start reinstalling all the screws that secured it. Got our 2 Phillips. Then our Torx security screws. That's how you fit the microwave on this style Panasonic microwave.